Caner Universe, welcome to Caner Tip Tuesday. And before we get into today's topic, which is an important one, it's how trained caners avoid getting stabbed. And before we do that, listen, if you like the content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon, first of all. And then avail yourself of these 2 free resources that are going to bring clarity to, well, first of all, it's going to answer all your questions regarding anything related to the cane culture, including getting trained and yes, canes and any other question you might have. Take advantage of it. Text the letters CCC, which stands for Cane Clarity Call, to 305-745-7839. In less than 24 hours, we will schedule your call and just basically listen to what's important to you and give you an actual blueprint on how to really get cane trained and really any other questions that you have. And then look in the description and request entry into Cane Flow. It's a private Facebook group that is open to the general public. Request entry, they will let you write in. This is one of the topics today that we always talk about things like defending against a knife, and I want to see technique against an attack. But this one strategy, if you don't have a firm grasp on this, then those other things don't work. And what I'm talking about today, specifically in American cane boxing, is referred to as tracking. And tracking has to do with not just keeping your opponent and your assailant in your 10 and 2 field of vision. For those of you that are here for the first time, you don't understand what I'm talking about. 10 and 2, right? We're referring to the clock, and not just when I'm facing somebody, but if I am anywhere and I'm not feeling comfortable about a situation or an individual who looks like he might be up to no good, if I can't remove myself from that scenario, I'm going to want to keep them where I can see them. The worst kind of attack, again, whether it be with a knife or not, is the one that you don't see coming. And tracking will serve you there as well. And there's just some good old common sense that sometimes we have that inner voice and we avoid altogether, right? We're in sunny Miami, Florida, in the midst of summer. I'm at the bank, at the line at the bank, and somebody walks in, with a hoodie on and all covered up. I'm not going to stick around for that. That just is plain weird right here in Miami in the midst of summer. But tracking from this ready position, this is your ready position. The cane now comes from here to here. I have one foot in front of the other. It's not just following. And let me show you what I mean. So here, come in and look. Okay, this is in my 10 and 2 field of vision here. So I'm at the counter and this individual is acting up. I don't feel comfortable with this. So as long as they're here, the minute they start moving, see, I can still kind of, but here, I don't see her there. I don't see her there. If she decides to attack from there and I didn't pick up on that, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to get stabbed. So the tracking means that it's a very subtle. See here, she's in my 10 and 2. I can still react from here, and there's nothing wrong with going from here to here. That doesn't raise an eyebrow. And again, there it is. Now, what about when I'm actually facing and it's obvious that now this has escalated somehow, and I'm dealing here with this individual? It's not enough to just keep them in my 10 and 2, but your body positioning relative to something we refer to as the guard zone, which tune in next week because I'll be covering that topic. But if I'm over here, I've seen a variety of things. I have nothing against 2 hands on a cane, right? The ACSD power shot template is typically done with 1. Yes, you can use 2. You're going to sacrifice some things when you're using 2, but notice the positioning when I'm not leading with that tool and I have it in an XYZ, I'm carrying it like a baseball bat, I'm doing whatever. This is my concern, she can just explode towards me real quick. Yeah, see, she's already stabbing. Do that quick, because the issue with this is when I'm not real educated with this thing and I'm going to start wailing away and I'm under the duress of the moment and doing these big gross motor movement. Yeah, the thing with that is that when she comes in, this is just like a in baseball batter getting jammed by that ball. She moves in real quick. This is, even if I do take that step back and try to accommodate. Come on, go, okay. This is the issue with that. So instead of doing that, just track a little bit, move slow. Come out of here. I'm over here and I'm dealing with her. I'm going to track here. I'm just going to keep her. She moves the other way, right? I can either do this and pivot, or yes, if she continues to move, I can just, there I shifted my foot, and now I have my left foot. So the tracking exercise is just one where I'm here, or if she continues to move out all the way, I'm here. When I have both hands here, you have no idea which hand I'm going to lash out or where I'm going to lash to, right? So if she were, rather than doing something like this where she can just jam me, if I'm over here, let me use this thing, I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it for a padded drone. So I'm just going to tap a couple times. You're going to come in a little faster there, but bang, right? Now I have a better probability of moving out of there and not getting jammed. The power shot template in ACSD comes from my experience and studying out of necessity over 250 knife attacks, where this was a very serious situation, how quickly this individual can close that gap. And it's often is that when you're doing things like this or trying to keep it, right? So if you're gonna use those two hands, I'd rather you're here, and there's a difference between this and this. The tracking, look at the half body. It's always half body. I don't give that full target. And if you're gonna use if you are gonna use that power shot template, which has a very specific stance that for specific power shots, and the verbals that come out of there are aggressive, something that you don't hear people talk about. I'm not gonna sit there and wait to see. The minute I see this is an altercation. It escalated verbally, and she drew this, hold up that knife, right? It's right? And she's going to step back for me a little bit, please. And we're over here, and I'm here. I'm not gonna wait for that. Back off! I'm gonna be moving towards, and if I gotta disconnect the computer, I gotta do it, right? If she does do that line, bang, there it is, and greater probability that I'm going to be accurate moving from here. So whether you have your two hands or you have one, the tracking is always here. Now this becomes my 12 o'clock. That rear shoulder is back. I'm here. This is tracking. If I had to switch, I have to switch, but I can switch my feet. And not necessarily, I still have both hands on the cane. The thing about this is you don't know which way. You don't know if I'm going here. You don't know if I'm going. You don't know where I'm going when I have both hands on that cane, right? With a knife, against a knife, the principles are still tactical principles. you can't, your greatest defense against a knife still remains distance. So I want that full use of that tool, and I want her back her. If I can get her to back up and I'm loud enough. Why in the world, if I'm an assailant with a knife, do I want this individual? I'm targeting this individual who has a tool in their hand. They're loud, they're obnoxious. Now they're calling attention to themselves, and everybody has a phone these days, right? That can film what's going on. I think I'm out of here. I'd rather live to, do whatever it is I'm going to do another day. All right, so that's what makes, notice that the title of it is Trained Individuals Do That. Otherwise, you're just picking this up and you don't have any training with it. You don't know what to do with it. Hey, it's a great cane. It's a Robaina Raven, the top self-defense, and here you go. There's a better way to do it, and it does require that training. And so I invite you one more time. I always hear me tell you every week, go ahead and make that call if you haven't done it yet. Go ahead and text the letter CCC to 305-745-7839. Let's have a conversation, find out where you are in the timeline of your training, find out what's important to you. More important, walk out of there with an actual blueprint that's gonna really lead to an outcomes-based result with this tool. I'm Joe Robaina for American Cane Self-Defense. Thanks for watching. Keep caning. Stay safe.